You want to secure your home. For a typical 3-bed semi-detached house, a quick search shows a professional alarm installed will run you about £800. You set the budget, hire the installer, and think you're covered. But this chart shows what happens over the next 5 years. That £800 system easily shoots up past £3,000 by the time you factor in the true cost of ownership. That massive spike isn't a scam. It is the result of unquoted installation extras quietly added on the day, combined with strict, long-term service contracts that you're locked into to keep the system active. To find the actual price tag of home security in 2026, we need to map out the hardware trade-offs, expose the line items missing from your quote, and calculate whether these systems actually offer a return on your investment. The math starts with the equipment. Older legacy alarms were basically tripwires attached to a bell. Today's systems operate as an active network, linking your sensors, cameras, and phone into a single integrated hub. If you install it yourself, a basic DIY wireless kit from brands like Ring or Yale starts around £200. But if you want a mid-tier, professionally installed system with reliable coverage, the baseline hardware cost sits between £500 and £1,500. That upfront hardware price is only the first layer of the expense. The total you will spend over the next decade is the combined result of your initial tech choice, the line items hidden in your quote, and your long-term monitoring plan. The first major choice you face dictates both the installation price and your long-term maintenance, deciding between a traditional wired system and a modern wireless setup. Choosing a wired system means preparing for disruption. Installers will spend 1 to 2 full days routing cables, lifting floorboards, and drilling through walls to connect every single sensor back to the main control panel. You tolerate that physical disruption to get absolute reliability. Once a wired system is properly installed, it is practically maintenance-free and completely immune to wireless signal interference. On the other side, wireless setups bypass the construction work completely. An installer can secure an entire house in 3 to 6 hours without making a mess, which is why they dominate the market today. The trade-off for that clean installation is ongoing maintenance. Every sensor relies on an internal battery, and you will have to replace them all every 2 to 5 years to keep the system online. There is a middle ground. A hybrid system uses a hardwired central panel for ultimate core reliability, paired with wireless sensors on the perimeter to keep the installation quick and easy. You do lose one minor visual deterrent with wireless hardware. Because the external bell box runs on batteries, it won't have the continuous bright backlighting you see on wired alarms. Unless you are building a house from scratch or already gutting your walls for a full rewire, wireless hardware is faster, cleaner, and the most logical choice for an existing property. Choosing your hardware is only half the battle. The moment installers step into your home is when the artificially low quotes start to unravel into lump sum bills. First, look at your existing wall. If you have an old, defunct alarm that needs to be safely removed and the plaster repaired, expect an instant 50 to 150 pound charge that rarely makes it into the initial marketing brochure. This floor plan shows the classic sensor trap. Many quotes promise 5 sensors covering main doors, but ignore 3 exposed back access points. Securing these requires additional hardware on the spot, adding 15 to 50 pounds per contact. If your home is older and built with thick interior brick walls, those wireless sensors might struggle to communicate. That requires a signal repeater to bridge the gap, which adds another 40 to 80 pounds. Then comes the technical handover. Many companies wait until the van is packed to mention a one-off activation fee, usually 50 to 100 pounds, just to connect your panel to their monitoring center. This is what you have to watch out for. A lump sum quote with a single bundled total at the bottom is an open invitation for day of extras. You ensure price transparency by demanding a strictly itemized quote. If the removal fee, every single sensor, and the specific labor hours aren't listed separately, you are setting yourself up to overpay. Even a perfectly itemized installation quote leaves out the single most expensive aspect of home security, the ongoing monitoring subscription. Modern systems let you monitor the alarm yourself via free or cheap app notifications. If you want a professional monitoring center to dispatch a private key holder or the actual police, you pay a steep premium. Getting a police response requires specific paperwork. Your installer must hold official NSI or SSAIB accreditation. Hiring a cheaper, unaccredited installer permanently locks you out of police dispatch, no matter what their sales pitch claims. This flowchart tracks why accreditation matters. Without it, police treat your alarm as a noise complaint. With it, you earn a URN, which forces them to respond. But URNs are expensive, up to £50 a month plus a £150 annual maintenance visit. Over a standard 5-year contract, that police response monitoring will cost you between £1,500 and £3,000. The ongoing subscription quietly eclipses the initial cost of the hardware itself. Police Dispatch offers maximum security, but it is a luxury tier. For the average UK household, self-monitoring through a high-quality smartphone app provides exactly the security you need without the crippling monthly fees. Once you navigate the hardware choices and subscription tiers, you have to ask if the final price tag actually delivers a measurable financial return. The immediate return is psychological. Burglars look for easy targets, and a brightly colored bell box from a recognizable brand serves as a powerful, immediate deterrent against opportunistic crime. But there is hard math here, too. Insurance companies factor that deterrent into their risk models. Having a properly installed, accredited alarm system can reduce your annual home insurance premiums by 5 to 15%. If your policy costs £400 a year, you save up to £60 annually. Over a decade, those cumulative insurance savings can offset a significant portion of your original installation cost. The path to securing your home without getting ripped off is straightforward. Opt for a wireless system to minimize disruption, demand a strictly itemized quote, and skip the expensive police response contracts unless your personal risk requires it. You don't have to guess what your specific setup will cost. Head over to howmuchisthat.co.uk and use the free calculator to get an instant, accurate breakdown based on your exact property size. Managing the cost of security requires looking past the hardware to the long-term subscription math. With an itemized quote in hand, you can protect your property and your budget without any financial surprises.